Welcome back, YouTubers and supporters. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and stay tuned for more crazy content. In this week's video, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I did try to do a live stream. I was having issues not only going on live, but getting the connection to not like buffer out or anything like that. So due to that, I decided to make this a different video, and the video is going to be a video premiere for YouTube. What a video premiere is, basically, I edit the video, I upload it to YouTube, and once I make it live, I'm watching it live with my audience to answer any questions, any other things, and basically, let's get started with the video. This video, there's a lot to take in. I'm going to try to simplify this and make it as easy for you guys to understand. But basically, we did get the 2018 Audi A4 B9 transmission bolted on, the OCW or the OCL transmission, which is the all-wheel drive version. Here's the all-wheel drive version, and here's the front-wheel drive version of the DL382 transmission. So here's my mistake. I bought the wrong transmission for the wrong car, and here's why. In the B9 Audi A4, the 2017 to 2020 models, they use a J533 data bus onboard diagnostic interface, which is basically the source of these cables, the pink and green cables, which is the FlexRay LIN interface capabilities. This is basically what converts it to CAN bus in the car. So the transmission talks to here, the instrument cluster talks to here, a lot of components in the car talk to here, as shown in this picture right here. So this is why I'm not able to get the car to operate and talk right with the DSG transmission. This module is located under the rear seats in the center middle portion, but in the B8.5 Audi A4, it is actually located in the glove box area. So you have to remove the glove box in order to get to it, and it's actually a bit different. With the CVT transmission, you only get one plug right here because this is non-quattro. The other one, which looks like this, sometimes I don't know why people refer this as the BCM body control module. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct, but it's actually the gateway module, and it shows up right there printed out, which is the same as this. This is the gateway module, or the BCM1, which is the same J533. On the B9 is actually J533 in the B8/B8.5. You will find a gateway module either hidden underneath the glove box somewhere, you gotta take out the glove box to reach it on the side, or underneath the steering wheel somewhere over there near the pedals for the J533 module. These two are basically the same thing, except this one works on the CAN bus interface with the orange and brown, orange and whatever colors, and this one works on the FlexRay LIN interface, which basically uses pink and green cables to communicate to the rest of the car, and it basically translates those FlexRay LIN interface to CAN bus interface. This is the source of where it all happens. So the transmission selector, the transmission itself, the instrument cluster, and many other things, airbags, talk to this unit, and then it gets translated probably to the BCM2, which is this right here. This is located under the steering wheel on the B9 A4 near the pedals, somewhere over there. So we know that the B8.5 has this kind of module as well, and it's located over there too. So this is a bit tricky and confusing. Let's set that off to the side, and we do know that we're not going to be using this gateway because there's only one plug, and since we're using the little secret over there, we're going to be changing out this for the S4 one, and because this one doesn't have quattro, it's missing a couple extra plugs and pins, and when I convert this to quattro, I ain't going to be using the full capabilities of that, and this is why. Yep, that's it. I bought an S4 transmission, the PWW right here, which means this came off a 2014 Audi S4. So we know my CVT flywheel fits in here with no issue. The starter, I mean, it seems like it's gonna fit perfectly fine with no issue with that 2018 A4 engine. And basically, if we look right here, gonna be kind of hard to tell. you'll see the T16 circular plug, which is only found in the B8, B8.5 Audi A4s, as shown in this wiring diagram. This is the Quattro tank for my B8.5, since most of the B9 parts will not fit. We won't know until we hit the Quattro part, because that Quattro is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll figure it out. This is actually the OB5 transmission. It's not like the transmission code right here, PWW. OB5 basically means that this is the DL501 transmission. Basically the DL382, which is that transmission that's bolted up to the 2018 engine, is a predecessor from this one. So this transmission made the new transmissions, but this one will work with no issue. It will bolt on with no issue, and because it's already programmed to the ECU of that car, we're gonna have no issue running this transmission. So you see these splices right here on the transmission selector. I was trying to basically wire up the B9 to the car, because the B9 transmission is wired up so crazy that it actually somewhat works, but not all the time. Meaning that if I press the brakes and do all that stuff, my car's gonna tell me this message. Now, if I disconnect all the wiring that I did, I am not gonna get that message. So I did get a little bit of progress with that transmission, but that's also why I won't be able to run the B9 transmission unless I basically have three options. Go manual, no issue. Convert my car to the FlexRay lit interface from the B9 and use all the modules and wiring harnesses from the B9 in my B8.5. That's a no-go. Or I basically use the S4 transmission, which is found in the Audi Q5, A4, and A5 European version, which is the OB5 transmission, which is basically the DL501. This is the correct transmission that I need. The S4 will bolt on with no issue. We're gonna find that out in the next video, because my car will be not only running, but it'll be driving. So I'm pretty happy now. We finally cracked the code how to get a DSG. It's not as hard as it seemed, but if you're gonna use a different generation transmission, oh, well, good luck to you, because that's not gonna work. Like, it's a completely like different like layout, everything. Like, if I put a B8 transmission, yeah, it's not going to be an issue. But when you go from a B8.5 to a B9, this is completely different. This is not an easy project. A lot of people think, oh, this and that. I put an Audi R8 V8 V10 engine in my A4. Yeah, because you probably got it from the same year generation, meaning that it can talk with all the modules, all that other stuff. But when you jump to a different generation of car, and you put all that stuff in there, it's very complicated. It's not easy. Don't try to sound smart when you're not smart, because I'm the one doing this with the help of my buddy Rafa. We're doing this together, and other people on the internet, oh, you could do this, you could do that. Alright, you tell me to do it. How do you do it? Because you sound smart, but you're not really smart, because you're not capable of doing this kind of project. Like, I've seen people put the S5, RS5 engine in the A4, for example. Yeah, it bolts on because they used the original ECU, they used all the modules, all that stuff, because it's the same generation. They used the B8, B8.5, RS5. They didn't use a B9 or B9.5 RS5 engine and transmission inside a B8, A5, or A4. You get me? Nobody's gonna do that kind of project because it's more of a headache and a nightmare, which is what I'm doing, because I want to have the fastest 2.0 A4, meaning that I got the best engine in the market for that, because that CYMC pushed 252 stock horsepower, and I get the T4 divided turbo flange. I have more flexibility with my turbo, which will be coming in next couple of weeks. I cannot wait. and because of that flexibility, I'll be able to push the power that I need / want. Here's a bit of proof that we bolted up the transmission with no issue. I'm actually using my original CVT cross member mount for the transmission because that's actually the only thing that actually bolts up to the transmission. I'm using the B9 dog bone mount, and there's the B9 transmission with the new oil pan. The good thing is I bought that transmission for a really good deal. I put a transmission oil pan on it, and I still got a good deal on the transmission, so I'm just gonna resell the transmission, keep the S4 transmission because that's what I'll be running with this car. And the S4 transmission actually comes with torque vectoring, which is basically what makes the Quattro system, which is awesome. I have the newest version, the newest upgraded version of it with the Megatronics and all that stuff, which is the PWW, which means that I'm gonna have so much power, so much fun with this, launch control, and so many other goodies. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more crazy content. I know this was a lot to take in, but we're getting there. And like always, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share this channel, and turn on notifications. And like always, peace out. I'll see you in the next one. # I'm still winning.